Wow! I was just going up to this beautiful sanctuary where I know a lot of fairies hang out, and it's like I really wanted to do the Facebook Live from there. And when I got there, it was like, I haven't got any internet connection. Oh, isn't this fun? And every single elemental, fairy and troll that I asked to contribute to this Facebook Live was like, do it now, do it now, do it now. I was getting more and more and more, what do you call it, frustrated. And then I realized, okay, I have a capacity with entities. How much do I get when I get frustrated is actually my capacity with entities, with in this case with fairies and trolls and elementals. And it's like a lot. Okay, so then I started to come out of questions, started going into the anxiety and the anxiousness and the frustration rather than going into question. So I changed my question and I started to ask, okay, all the trolls, fairies and elementals that are willing to contribute to this, can you get me to a place where there's internet connection that's going to work for this Facebook Live? Pow! We almost made it on time for once. How does it get any better than that? And you can see here, it's a beautiful stream, lots of water nymphs and all sorts of other elementals. Now why I wanted to do this Facebook Live was because I had an amazing day yesterday. As you all know, I love downhill mountain biking, and so one of these very large hills behind us here, that's a small one by the way, I decided, hi, how are you going? Thanks for all the kisses and the hugs and the likes, and keep them going, because it's like, this is not just about me or just about you. This is about what you know about elementals, what you know about trolls and fairies, which I'll be talking about in a few seconds, and accessing that knowing and being able to communicate with them and being able to create the reality, one that's way beyond this reality of thoughts, feelings, emotions and relationship and money, and I haven't got any. So I was on this amazing cool bike ride, and I've been hanging out with this person that is really great connection with the land and with entities, and they asked me this question, are you aware of the trolls here? And I looked at it and I went, and I just said yes. In my head it was like, no, there are no trolls here, that's fucking stupid, this is crazy. And then I realized, if I just acknowledge what it is that I know, I get to have a totally different reality. So I just said yes, and immediately I knew that there were trolls around. And what was really cool about this was that they went on and to ask me this question, so how do you perceive trolls? And I said to them, I don't perceive them, I just know their energy. Now years ago, when I was in the same part of the country in New Zealand, I was on another bike ride and I was cycling along up in this beautiful forest, and one second I was on my bike doing 20-30 kilometers an hour, the next minute I was on this beautiful mossy, grassy, spongy, yummy crash mattress, and my bike was 30 meters that way. And my friend turned around and saw the whole incident, and she said to me, what the hell was that? I said, oh, you saw that, did you? And this troll had blasted me off of the bike, but not in a way that I had thought, like trolls are these big bad ugly dudes and rah 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 rah. But they had done it so that I would land on a nice grassy patch and taken me off the bike with total ease. And when I acknowledged it, I got so much awareness about troll energy. And now I know troll energy. So when somebody asks me, are there trolls about? I can say, yes, there's trolls about. And because I just step into that knowing. It's just so frigging cool. So often people are looking for something, trying to perceive an energy when they already know the energy? So where do you guys already know the energy of trolls, already know the energy of fairies, but you bought so much fucking Hollywood bullshit and so much, you know, fairy tale crap that you were told when you were a kid, or so much spiritual mumbo jumbo that actually covers up your knowing of what that energy is. And everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all, please? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys and meals. Because if you have all of those layers in place before you get to what you know, it's like, it's going to be frustrating. You're going to have to go to the wrongness of you, and you go, no, I don't know anything about trolls. I don't know anything about fairies. I'm a bloody idiot because my spiritual guru, they can see them, but I can't. No, that is not true. If you're watching this video, you're interested in trolls and fairies, you know the energy. What is that for you? So to continue on with the story, with the troll story, is this, on this particular bike ride, was in a different forest, and this person asked, okay, so can you perceive the trolls? I said, I know they're here. And then I got the energy. It was a different flavour. It was like a different family. It was sort of like the difference between American Indians and Indians that live in India. You know, they're people, they're the same. They're trolls, they're the same, and yet there's a different flavour. And so from that, I really got, wow, when you step into your knowing, when you speak from your knowing, things can change. So, what have you made so vital, valuable and real about Hollywood, spiritual and childhood stories that keeps you from speaking your knowing about trolls and fairies in this instance? And everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all, please? Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys, meals. There are so many elementals right now that are contributing to this Facebook call. Would you now all be willing to lower your barriers and receive from them? Like, receive every elemental that's around you right now, even the ones that are hiding in the cities, in people's bodies. Even the ones that you don't want to know about because for whatever reason. Lower your barriers, receive. Lower your barriers, receive. Ask for all of the trolls and fairies that you know of that are willing to contribute to you, and allow them to contribute. What could we create together with the elementals? So we've got some great classes coming up. On Friday, I've got my class with Monica and Alison about embodiment, embodying, what is it now, conception, sex and death. And like, it's free, come along, you know. We've got, I've got Talk to the Entities classes all over the friggin' world. We're starting off in Auckland and then going to Japan and then into Europe and then over to Canada and then down into the States and then back to Australia. So if you can come to one of my classes, that would be great. And if you can't, please find some other class to go to. Like, it's amazing. And I've got a lot of videos and stuff that are free about Talk to the Entities, and also I've got this amazing new class coming up called Dancing with the Demons of Death, coming up in June, July, whenever. And you know, that's going to be, it's time for me to talk about that. So is it time for you to start stepping into your knowing with trolls and fairies? So just a little bit about fairies, a little story that occurred yesterday on that trail ride. For me, when there's fairies around, there are often lots of birds around, and like it's really interesting because I was cycling up the hill and there was this little yellow bird, beautiful native New Zealand robin, and I looked at it and I got a whole energetic awareness of all the fairies that were around me in the forest. And but it wasn't cognitive. It wasn't, oh, there's fairies around. It was just like, oh, what a beautiful bird. And in that acknowledgement, there was this energetic download. And then 20 minutes later, further on into the forest, my friend asked me, she said, oh, look at all of those little silver eyes. They're these tiny little birds. Now, usually in New Zealand, you only get like 1 or 2 that fly around. There were hundreds, literally 200 or 300 of these little tiny birds flying all around. And my friend said, oh, are you aware of all the fairies? And again, I wanted to say no, but I'd already had the awareness 20 minutes earlier on that there were a lot of fairies around, and I just said yes. And in that 10 seconds, I was able to download all of the conversations and all of the energy and all the awareness of all of these amazing fairies around and all of these birds and the whole of the forest, and my knowing and my awareness opened up so much. And it's not mine, it's just there to step into, to activate, to exponentialize, and all my barriers went down, and like it was just so cool. And that's what I desire for the planet. You know, like, what if we were all willing to lower... Sorry, I'm getting a little bit teary as we step into that vulnerability. What if we were all willing to lower those barriers? All of that fucking crap that we carry around with us about this is not fair, that's not fair, I haven't got this girlfriend, I haven't got this boyfriend, I haven't got enough money. What if all of that was the thing that was stopping us from being able to access our knowing? What if we stepped into that today, and every time that it was like bullshit coming up in our reality, that we would ask a question, okay, this is bullshit, this is crap, this is not working for me, and choose something different? What if every time the bullshit came up was a doorway for us to choose something else? So the last tool I'm going to leave you with, which is in my email out to my database this afternoon, is when the bullshit comes up, when the heaviness is there, ask this question: what choice do I have that I haven't chosen before? Because that bullshit is the doorway to a different possibility. That, oh, I can't perceive or I don't know about trolls and fairies, is actually the time to acknowledge your knowing and ask, what do I know about trolls and fairies here? So, next time someone asks you, can you perceive that troll and fairy? Acknowledge it. They wouldn't have asked you the question otherwise. I hope you've enjoyed this Facebook Live. Please, please, please share it if it's something that is opening doorways for you. And what else is truly possible when we choose the reality and not the bullshit of this reality.